We are Pro Cannabis Media.
Hi everybody, welcome to another special edition of On the Road in the Weeds with Jimmy Young. That would be moi. Hey, I'm in Newark, New Jersey, which happens to be my place of birth, but I've met some really cool people here, and we're interviewing a gentleman named Phil Forde. And if you're a sports fan like I am, as soon as I saw his name, I'm thinking NCAA, college basketball, North Carolina, back in the day when I was actually covering sports like that. So, but that's not you.
A lot of people mistake it for me, but it's not me.
Do you play who? Do you play ball?
More football than basketball. I'm definitely a fan of basketball for sure.
There you go. All right, cool. And I bleed green. You know what that means?
What's that mean?
Celtics. I'm from Boston. What am I supposed to do? Change? I'm not going to change it.
Unluckily, I'm a New York fan, so.
That's all right. It's a good thing. I have a lot of respect for, as long as you're in the geographic area where you live.
That's right.
Or you grow up. You know, that's what I like.
You got to support the home team.
And these days, I can't believe we're talking sports. And these days, you know, with free agency, loyalty to teams is fleeting, as they say.
That's right. My son has switched to 3 teams in the last 3 years, so I know what you're talking about.
See, all right. So the company's name is Relaxed. No wonder it caught my attention, right? Because you need to relax sometimes, and cannabis is right in the middle of it. Explain to me what Relaxed is all about.
Relax is just a way of life. It's a culture. It's a lifestyle. It's a corporate company that has pretty much at this point 2 brands, a pain management side and a health and beauty side, a skincare side. All infused with CBD. We have a wide range of products, and we're going to be launching actually in 3 weeks in Tampa, Florida. So this is kind of like a soft launch for us, getting the products out there, kind of letting people see the packaging, see what they think, get some feedback, and just make those final tweaks in preparing for the final launch in about 3 weeks.
You obviously know your stuff. You're in the business, right? You get it. You know that this plant impacts people differently. The same stuff that I might use may work for me, but it won't work for you. The stuff that you use that works for you may not work for me.
Right.
We're all human guinea pigs in this huge focus group called the End of Prohibition, right?
Yeah.
Your products are CBD and Delta-8 hemp.
Well, CBD, CBG, Delta-8, Delta-9.
Okay.
So it's a wide range of different products, but the thing about CBD, as with anything, or any of these products, as with anything, is that you got to know your dosage. Some people come to us and say, hey man, I don't take CBD, so I don't use it because I took it and absolutely nothing happened. Well, I don't know what the purpose of taking it for first. Why are you using it is the first question you should ask yourself. Mm-hmm. And then secondly, well, how much should I use? People could overdose and people could underdose. You don't take enough, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. You take too much, right. You get too much of the feeling that you wanted to. So especially with CBD, people don't have the knowledge and they don't know, we kind of give them the abridged version, and that is your body weight times 0.5 times 3, and whatever you get in milligrams, basically that's your dosage per day. So for me, I'm 222 pounds. Whoa. So 222 pounds times 0.5, that puts it about 100 milligrams times 3. That'll be about 300 milligrams. That's my dosage for the day that I should not exceed.
By the way, this is the first time I've actually heard a formula for CBD. So I think that was great information.
There's a formula.
Appreciate that.
I at one point had to be taught as well because I used to take CBD for my pain, and I say, hey, man, it doesn't work. So I'll go and take some THC, but I wasn't taking enough.
Well, it's the interactive chemicals in the cannabis plant or hemp plant. Take your pick, because guess what? Delta-8 gets you high too.
Correct.
And the terpenes that are involved steer the cannabinoids into the plant.
Yep.
How are we going to educate the non-enlightened public about this product and what the benefits of this product can be?
I mean, through different various ways. I mean, trade shows like this one, conferences like this one.
Networks like mine.
Networks like mine. Just finding resources.
You have a network too?
I have a network as well. Oh. Just finding the resources of people that are educated about the product. cannabis itself, THC, CBD, whatever it might be, find people that are educated. You get a lot of advice from people who just don't know themselves.
Well, exactly. I quote Beth Waterfall from Elevate Northeast because she said this at the beginning in Massachusetts in 2018, probably, and I use it all the time. There are no experts in cannabis right now because it hasn't been studied enough. It hasn't been around legally enough to find out what exactly is going on in there. That entourage effect that you actually were talking about, the THC and CBD dance, if you will, is really the most important thing when you are finding out what your dose is.
Correct.
And there's only one way to do that, right?
Yeah, there's only one way to do it, and that's to use it.
That's right. Consume it responsibly.
Start small,
right,
and work your way up. Don't start big and try to work your way down.
No. Oh, by the way, there are some that actually may have done that once. It's start low and go slow is the mantra.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
There's another mantra: survive in order to thrive. So I want to ask you, how do you react to that? Being in the cannabis business, there's so many rules, so many things that are retarding the growth of this industry.
That's very true, but I look at things from the glass being half full rather than half empty.
Oh God, did that really feel like half empty? I'm sorry.
I mean, as a business person with a new project, it's kind of scary when I hear stuff like that. Yeah. But what I do know is that cannabis on the whole, regardless of whether you're taking it for medicinal purposes or you're taking it for pleasure, society on a whole, the world on a whole, doesn't see it as this.
Not yet.
Well, I think it's been that way. If you look at Thailand, for example, Thailand was a place where, I mean, you go to jail, you could even lose your life and now they can't keep cannabis off the shelves.
They gave their citizens, every one of them, a clone plant to grow for themselves.
Correct. So that stigma that has always been associated with marijuana, I think, is going away slowly. It is definitely still here, but it's going away slowly. I don't think that it's going to be the reverse where 10 years from now is still going to be like, CBD, cannabis. I think by then it's all about education. The more we know, we find out, it's not so bad for you. What are the benefits? If we sit down and really go through all the pros versus all the cons with a person that's uneducated about this specific topic, at the end they'll have a totally different outlook. Even if they don't want to use it, they're not going to look at people like us that are promoting this as something that's bad.
Well, I hope so, because I built a network around that to give the industry
a voice. I hope so too. As a small business, as a startup launching in 3 weeks, invested a lot of money, leaving a career that I've been doing for the last 25 years, which is security. I've been a security operator for a long time, traveled all over the world. So I've seen how people in different countries react to CBD, THC, and I want to be a part of the process of changing that outlook.
That's right. Documenting the end of prohibition is what we're doing here over the last few years.
Correct.
I'm very proud of that effort, and talking to people like you as openly and comfortably as that is a sign of normalization.
Yeah, I think the timing is right for us. I think we spent a lot of time working on the right packaging. And even more important, the product that goes into the packaging has to be just as great. And I think we hit the target on both. So I can't wait to see what people think about it when they see it, and I can't wait to see what people say about it when they use it.
There you go. And I want to definitely ask this question because, there are a lot of people in this space now. How do you differentiate your products from others?
Well, packaging, number one, people kind of get the idea of what you're trying to do based on what they see. Now, it's a bad thing that people kind of create a prejudgment based on how your product looks.
Right.
It could be in a cardboard box and the product is great. So first we start off with the packaging, and then we work with the right people to make sure that the product that we're trying to do actually works. So if we say that it helps with anxiety, if we say that it helps with anti-inflammation in your skin, we want to make sure that it actually does that. So we we spent the time to make sure over and over that these products actually work, get the feedback from folks, and just create the product that we say that it is. Other than that, there's not much that you can do. You have to be really honest about your product. I myself dealt with severe pain for a long time. I fell from a second floor, damaged my back. My options were Percocets and oxycodones, and then surgery, which I didn't want to do because every option that led to surgery became even worse from me. From seeing friends that had surgery, they end up worse than they were prior to the surgery. So for me, when CBD and THC was introduced to me as an alternate pain management source, my life has changed. It totally changed.
So you're another one that can say.
So now what I'm doing, honestly, is trying to help people and give them the same opportunity that was given to me. Whether they take it or not, it's up to them, but just being my honest, authentic self, bringing forth an honest, authentic product.
Fantastic. Relaxed is the company.
Relaxed is the company, Be Relaxed is the pain management brand, and then My Skin is the healthcare skincare CBD brand.
And you can find it online?
You could find it online. We hope to be in stores across the country pretty soon, but definitely you can find us online at www.berelaxed.com or www.myskincbdskincare.com. I'm sorry.
My skin care
CBD.com. Yes, sir.
Sometimes it helps to repeat.
It does.
Like 5 times for me. Hey, Phil Forde, it was really nice to talk with you.
The pleasure's all mine. Thanks for the opportunity.
That's right. That's going to wrap up this edition of In the Weeds with Jimmy Young on the road at Gary George's Real Cannabis Entrepreneur show. It's been a lot of fun down here. Met some great people, reconnected with other people that I've known for years, and we look forward to coming back here year after year because Gary George, I got to get one more comment from Phil. What do you think of Gary?
Gary's
Is he magic?
Magic man. He puts the right people in the right place to make things happen.
Yeah, and the show is terrific. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Remember, everybody. For Phil Forde, he said, I'm Jimmy Young. It's a whole new world of weed out there. Use it responsibly.
That's right. That's right.
That's what's up. Give a big bomb for that one, because that's what it's all about, helping others, man. Big up the Chaperone Syracuse, thank you, Corey.
Tax season is every year, you know, we look at them and say, oh my gosh, I need that much money. And we're always looking for ways, like, how can we reduce our tax bill? There's so many issues for you guys as cannabis companies.
And I never had the resources, still don't have all the resources. It's an evolving target, right? So it was heartbreaking when COVID happened. COVID happened and I never really got to see that to fruition. But that, need to help people, that need to just provide resources, show up. As Kim D was saying before, just show up. If you're gonna make a meeting with somebody, show up and help them. So I've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years, and it's just.
Prior, we're looking at what do you offer in terms of health insurance, other types of benefits, and then 401k, because everybody wants to retire sometime. No one wants to continue to work forever at the company. Everyone wants to retire, and as I would say, having social security.
I'm gonna tell y'all why this is so important about Juice Joint, right? You have to leverage your existing skill sets in cannabis. Everyone asks me, what's the fastest way, Gary, I can get into cannabis? What's the fastest way I can get in the cannabis game? I say, leverage your existing skill sets. If you're an attorney, don't go try to be a cultivator, just be a cannabis attorney. If you're an accountant, don't go be a retail guy, be a cannabis accountant. Same thing. It's all about leveraging your expertise. And that's exactly what he did, because his wife is a what is it? Biology, molecular scientist, right? So she used her scientist, right? And she used her science, because there's a problem with all cannabis beverages, right? Because cannabis is what? When we gotta drink it in a bottle, it's oil. Oil and water don't mix. That's the biggest problem with all beverages on the planet right now. This is the one person that I know on the planet that has conquered the biggest part of beverages. Not allowing it, the emulsification, and not allowing things so that it doesn't separate and the shelf life goes further. You get stuff and you see a bunch of stuff sitting on the bottom of it and it wasn't mixed right. She's conquered all.
We are a cultivation through to consumption lifestyle brand for the cannabis industry. Of course, the crown jewel in our product line is the Armoire home grow system. So now with Green Goddess Supply, we can take you everywhere from growing it in the Armoire right through to storing it, consuming it, rolling it, storing it, you name it, A to Z. Our goal is to enable everybody and anybody anywhere to be able to produce their own organic flower quickly, easily, discreetly, and inexpensively.
Which at first I thought, oh, I don't know if I'm an activist, but I have, held a bullhorn on the State House steps. I have frequently testified before the Cannabis Control Commission in the state legislature, and I'm not, shy about criticizing where I see, mistakes being made. So yeah, I think that's what differentiates me, just an appreciation for the plant. And then also I'm a cannabis entrepreneur myself. I've started businesses, so I've lived that entrepreneurial journey. I know how hard it is. It is absolutely a marathon, not a sprint. So I think that, I'm in the game, not just on the sidelines.
As a broker, we have access to many, many cannabis carriers. So I will go in with 2 or 3 quotes for people. The quotes might be $20,000 for one, $22,000 for another, $17,500 for another. Pretty close among the 3. What I tell people is it's not the pricing, it's what's included and not included, meaning exclusions. An exclusion in layman's terms is just something that's not included. It's not on the menu, so it's just not included. But if you don't know that, if no one shows you that on page 71 of a 150-page policy, you're not going to know. No one knows. I never met one person that says they read an insurance policy. If you do, I got some property in Florida for you.
Weed Talk and In the Weeds are 2 productions of Pro Cannabis Media supported by Revolutionary Clinics, one of the top medical cannabis dispensaries in the Massachusetts area, now with 3 locations in Greater Boston, 2 in Cambridge and 1 on Broadway in Somerville. Rev Clinics has a patient-first mission. They will customize your needs as a medical patient with the proper titration and combination of strains, flavors, and products. Rev Clinics, where the patient comes first.
So the reality of the matter is, big banks and small banks are going to be different in a lot of ways. And they're both going to have their advantages and disadvantages. For a business like cannabis, you really have to have an integral knowledge of that business and a real granular knowledge of that business and the players involved in it. And that's why if you look at the banks that are successful to play in this space in Massachusetts, they are smaller banks that are very heavy, intensified personal touch, human communication, where you don't get a lot of that with the bigger banks.
Bay State Cannabis Report is supported by Holyoke Cannabis, Holyoke's finest cannabis recreational experience.